Hello everyone and welcome in to my little library. Welcome back if you've been here before, or greetings if it's your first time joining us as we look at my own collection of books full of monstrous manuscripts and cursed compendiums and the like. This isn't necessarily a review, it's more the overview of the books I own and what's inside them to maybe get you inspired to pick something up, or perhaps help you decide if the book I'm talking about is right for you or not. Maybe you've got your eyes on it and you're not entirely sure yet. Well, welcome in. And if you've seen the other two episodes, or any of my other episodes, if there are more after this, you may realise that the books I like to focus on tend to be a bit weird, a bit spooky or creepy or a bit occult. And as I was writing this, I realised that that kind of thing was probably introduced to me at a young age by television. I remember fondly sitting down and watching shows such as Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps and Trapdoor, things of that nature. And that's exactly what today's video is all about. I present to you, for the approval of the Midnight Society, the Are You Afraid of the Dark Campfire Compendium. Now, this is basically just a companion book to the Are You Afraid of the Dark TV series. So it's not its own individual tales. There are a few novels based on the series. I think some were based on episodes with new content and different endings or expansions on the endings, and some may have been their own stories, but this is purely what you found in the show. And what I mean by that is it's basically a rundown of every single episode in the show. You open it up and it says the title of the episode, it says actors, special guest stars, directors, and a little bit, my favourite bit at the end, the series mythology, which isn't a lot. It tells you things like, this is the first time this happened in the series, or this is the last time I ever saw this actor, or this actor came back from this episode, that kind of thing. And you can just read it like I did, just end to end, 1 or 2 or 3 episodes a night, or you can sit down with a show. And as you watch through the show, read about little things you might have missed or weren't aware of. Do your own little counts based on what's said in the book. How many times has a director directed a particular episode? Which ones were written by your favourite writer? That kind of thing. I mean, despite seeing a majority of the episodes myself, probably when I was young, this inspired me to go back and start rewatching the episodes. They're all available on YouTube, I found, at least on the time of writing, and not in a sort of illegal, dodgy way, but there's an official Are You Afraid of the Dark channel, Are You Afraid of the Dark Official, or some sort, in which the right holders uploaded every single episode, or at least every single episode of the first 2 runs in the 90s. Not so much the new ones, which I will say this book doesn't cover. This does not cover the 2 reboot series, just the originals, which is fine, because it was more than enough in that. This book is clearly based on nostalgia for people like me who watched the show, enjoyed the show, and then became a spooky kid for life, a monster kid forever, as it were. I've gone straight in there to just talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark. But if you're not familiar with Are You Afraid of the Dark, it was a young adult anthology series in which each episode was a different story told by a group of horror hosts, in this case a group of teenagers called the Midnight Society, who'd meet in the woods, presumably every night or on a regular schedule, and they would tell each other these spooky stories and attempt to scare each other. Each episode would start with them hosting it. It'd be a little bit slice of life, in which you'd probably see them coming into the storyteller zone, whatever area in the woods it was, where they had their little campfire and their circle of chairs, and they'd come in and you'd get to know a bit more about the characters, which is what I liked about this anthology series, as opposed to, say, Goosebumps. You got to know the hosts. They'd swap some of the hosts in or out as the story said. They moved or went to different schools, that kind of thing. But you'd get to see how they interacted with each other, how they grew as characters, somewhat anyway. And it was great, and you get little bits of that in the mix. And so it's got every episode 1 to episode. So it was the final one. Episode 91, 1 to 91. And you get all the information about it. Well, I say all the information. What you actually get, and now let's get into the nitty gritty of the book, is the episode number, the name of the episode, when it originally aired, who wrote this one, who directed it, the guest cast, because as it was an anthology series, the actual cast for the stories were different every time, sometimes even including future celebrities. The author's favourite line from each episode, and then it goes into summarise the opening campfire bit before they tell the story, and then it discusses the story itself. Summarises the closing campfire at the end, and then a review of the episode, followed finally by series mythology, such as, if you know, as I mentioned earlier, any actors that returned, how many times the particular storyteller had told stories, that kind of thing. And that's what you get for all 91 episodes. Usually each episode consists of between 3 and 5 pages each. And it just sort of summarises it and reviews them. And if you're just a fan of the series like me, you'll be enthralled by that. You'll find it absolutely captivating, as it were. And then what else you've got in here is it starts with a foreword by, I believe, the creator of the show, as yes, they did interview the creator and the cast. So there's a foreword by the creator of the show who discusses its creation, a bit about it. You get some behind the scenes photos in the middle. Which were great because I've not seen too much behind the scenes stuff in this. And then finally you get interviews with cast, crew, and with one superfan who seems to provide a bit more information. And finally, if you own the book, what you get at the end, and this is teased at the start, you get a little certificate that says, "Congratulations, you are a member of the Midnight Society," which I think is great. Enough information about the episodes, enough information about the background of the show, and definitely just one for the fans. So if you really, really enjoy Are You Afraid of the Dark like I do, this might be for you. But thank you for stopping by. I hope this has inspired you. Maybe you don't need to pick up this book, maybe you want another book such as its sister, the Goosebumps companion, You Were Beware, in which you get the similar thing but with Goosebumps. Or maybe you triggered other nostalgic memories such as Erie, Indiana, or Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids, and you want to go hunt down any literature based around those that might be out there, and that's fine. But